Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back. Today we have our second installment of Rice and Gravy Chronicles. We're gonna do smothered steak or steak in the gravy with sausage and rice, of course. So I know you'll enjoy it. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the kitchen. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back. Today we're doing our second episode of Rice and Gravy Chronicles. I'm excited for everybody to see that. Today we are doing steak in the gravy, smothered steak. We have some sausage to go with there, some fresh pork sausage. We have some chuck steak. I like chuck steak. It's a fatty meat. It's a tender meat, so you don't have to cook it as long. And when we cook everything down, we have our onions, our bell peppers, and we're going to get to seasoning this thing here pretty soon. And no mustard today. I know that's hard to believe, everybody, but I do not season my steak with mustard. You can if you want to. It's still a very good tenderizer. It's still spices. It still does very well. But for me, I don't use that on my steak. But what I do like to do is I use a lot of onions. It kind of gives it a little bit sweeter flavor. That's the kind of gravy that I like coming with my stuff. So we're gonna save our mustard today. Our first order of business today is I want to brown my sausage. I brown my sausage first. That's the thing that I like to do first. Even before we season our meat and finish cutting our onions, I want to get the sausage going. Kind of expedite things a little bit. As you can see, I have some oil in the pot already. So whatever you like vegetable oil, coconut oil, canola oil, peanut oil, whatever you like to cook with. We're going to start with that. I like coconut oil, burns a little. You can take the heat a little bit better. I'm going to get this cooking. Alright. Get this going on about a medium-high heat. Alright. Now while this is browning, our sausage is starting to brown right here. I started cutting my onions and bell peppers. And come on back in here, Probe. We got Firefighter Price back, right? He's gonna come out there and finish cutting onions for me while I go ahead and get this cut up, get ready to go to get brown. So we're gonna track on Probe's progress, right? We're gonna see how much onions he learned how to cut while he was out and about, venturing out to other fire stations, right? Come on, Probe, let's see what you got there. Right, great job, Probe. As you hear on the fire department, keep cutting. We're not stopping and waiting right there. Keep going right here. As you come on the fire department, you're a young guy. You kind of bounce stations every now and then. And one thing firemen are, they're pretty ruthless. They don't miss much. They will pick on you. They will give you. You got to have a little thick skin when you're a fireman. So Probe it. What these firemen call you now, that since you've been out and about the few stations, they gave you a nickname yet?
Call me Onion Cutter.
Onion Cutter. One video, when he first got here, he already got the name Onion Cutter. And he's doing a good job at it. Alright, as you can see, we got our sausage brown right here. The sausage that I bought for this it's a fresh sausage. It is pork and beef mixed. So when I cook beef, I like to have a beef sausage. When I cook pork, I like to have a pork sausage. And when I cook chicken, I like to do chicken sausage. It all goes together. You can in the mix like just a pork sausage with beef. But when I'm cooking beef, I like to have a little beef sausage with my stuff. I think it just blends well. Everything goes together that way. It overpowers anything. On it blends together. Okay, while these sausages are brown right here, what I want to do is I want to prepare my meat. We're going to be browning this next. So what I like to do is when I season my meat, I don't use anything else. I don't use any mustard, I don't use any rubs, I don't do any kind of marinating. This meat is fresh. I like to come straight with the fresh. But what I like to do is I want to season my meat very well. We all know Captain Kobe loves to season his meat well, right? You gotta come with it. And do we just leave it like this? Absolutely not. Both sides, right? Both sides of your meat. Right. And the reason why I season both sides this way, that when I cut it, I want to cut this meat right here. It's already seasoned for me as I throw it in there. If I try to just cut the meat, put it, I won't get on both sides and mix it all together. It really won't get the seasoning that I like to get and get the browning that I need to get out of this. Right. As you can see, I have a nice sized chunk of meat right here. They're not too small, not too big. They can fit nice and well on your plate. All right. And get all this meat cut up. We'll be right back. All right. As we finish cutting up our meat right here, I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Number one, we have a very tender meat. It's a chuck steak. It's not a very tough meat, but if you get like a round steak or a roast that you're chopping up to make, something that takes a little bit more time to cook, to get that thing tender, two things got to happen. Number one, you may want to marinate it. There's a bunch of different marinades that we use. I'll take you that on the next video on what we want to use to marinate everything with. Or if not, you got to let this cook for a few hours. You got to let that meat tenderize, cook down, tenderize, okay? This meat, we're going to let it go probably about an hour, hour and a half cook once it's in there and brown real well. But this is a tender meat. So if you want something, you have some round steaks or any kind of little tougher steak out there, marinated before. We don't have to marinate this one because it's already tender. Helpful hint for today. All right, we're taking out our sausage. Browned up pretty good, as you can see that. Look, make sure you got a good vent when you're browning meat over here, okay? It's gonna get smoky. Make sure you got a good vent to pull everything out. Smell that flavor already. Okay, come on here, let me show you something. There's a big misconception about browning meat. So what we're trying to achieve when we brown our meat is, see how this looks. See how this meat is brown and it is seared on this edge right here? This is what we're trying to achieve when we're browning meat. See how this meat is just a little brown, but it's not seared at all? This is not brown. That's just discolored a little bit. We're trying to make everything seared a little bit. So when we start browning our meat, we're trying to get that seared. Okay? See that sear? That's what we're trying to accomplish. That's what's going to give us our best gravy. Not brown, brown. Okay, get a shot in here, right here. See how our meat's seared real well? Everything's brown, nice. Now what this is, all these little things on there, your green leaves kind of stick. When you do steak, they kind of want to stick to the steak itself, okay? So we're going to take this out, since we have some more meat right here to cook. I'm going to take this out, keep all that together, okay? And if you get a little stick at the bottom of the pot, like we're starting to get some stick right here, don't worry about that. When we add our other meat on here, it's going to take care of all of that. Hope we have enough room on this little bowl right here. Let's turn it, see what happens. Alright, ready? Okay? Come on, get a shot in here. See how we sticking right here? Don't worry about that too much. When we're gonna stick this in here, water comes out of this, we're gonna take care of all of that. We're gonna do a little different method today with our onions. Instead of taking everything out, put our onions. When we get to the bottom of this, we'll add our onions straight to that. It kind of helps it cook a little bit faster, so that we can kind of expedite our meal a little bit today. Just a different way of doing it. Get a shot right here. See how we're starting to kind of stick a little bit on our second batch. I'm nice and seared. Instead of taking our meat out, we're just gonna dump this with our onions and dump our onions and bell peppers with our meat. I'm gonna brown that up. I'm gonna brown a little bit quicker. I'm gonna put a little water in there and let it steam, and that's it. That's all we're doing right here. Alright, now that this is browned real well, all my onions have browned, cooked down, what I want to do is I got a little stick right here. I got a little stuff sticking to the pot. I want to add a little bit of water to that. Let this steam do the work. Scratch that up. And what I want to try and do is clean the bottom of this pot. And then a little hot spot right here. I want to clean the bottom of my pot before I add all my water. I don't want nothing sticking nowhere. I want a good smooth bottom all the way. Okay. And once I get my smooth bottom everywhere, I'm going to go ahead and put me a full cup of water in there. And now you can kind of see what our gravy is going to look like. That's just with water in the preliminary right there. They hadn't even cooked together yet. So we're going to have a pretty dark gravy right here. It's going to look fantastic. Okay. Alright, what I want to do is add the rest of my meat in here. And I'm going to go ahead and add my sausage too. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my meat. I want to fill my pot with water up to the top of my meat. I'm going to do one more cup so this can cook down a little bit. You can see most of my water's to the top. Do a little bit of extra. Put all that in there. And I'm going to take a little bit more because I want to get this grease, right? I want that flavor too. So I'm going to get just a little water. Okay. Pour all these greamies and this grease and everything through there. Into there. We'll put it on a medium high so we can get it rolling. Once it gets rolling real good, we're going to put it on a medium and just let it cook. Alright, we've been cooking for about a half hour right here. Let's see how we looking. They're beautiful. Look at that. Got our sausage cut up in there. Check on our gravy. Look at that. That's a beautiful gravy. I love it. We're going to put the top on this. We're going to put this about medium low right here. Put the top on there. Let it cook. We'll make some rice. Be back in about 20 minutes. Right, we got our steak and the gravy cooking. We got our rice cooking. While everything's cooking, we got a little break in the action. Brings me to my Cajun word of the day. Right? My Cajun word of the day is icebox. I know that sounds a little crazy. We say eyes, like the eyes that's in your head, and we say icebox. It doesn't mean that the icebox has eyes. Instead of saying icebox, we say icebox. So if you get a guy coming to you and say, "Hey man, what's in the icebox?" That's what he means. What's in the fridge? Alright? Here's your word of the day. Icebox. Come with it. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Both my guys washing dishes today. I love it. Teamwork. Teamwork is what makes things happen, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. That's why we are a dream crew over here at Station 9, baby. Look at this, y'all. Hey, gorgeous. Listen. This is meat, sausage, water, onions, bell peppers. That's it. No adders, no fillers, no nothing. When you get it right, that's what it should look like. And some white beans. A big giant turkey neck in there.